Chatters, chatties, welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and have no fear, Cricket is here. So, how's the weather there? It was 85 degrees here today. Was it warm there?
It was like 83 here, and same as yesterday. Yesterday was much sunnier though, but today was kind of overcast with storms and yeah, 83.
Oh, yeah. And then we got a huge storm here about 45 minutes ago. We
Mhm.
had rain coming down, heavy winds, we had thunder and lightning. So,
Yeah,
I was hoping I didn't lose my electric.
I know. Jackie, I talked to her earlier and she lost power. I don't know if she has it back yet.
Oh,
Hi Beth. Hi Kit
Beth is
Kat.
here. Oh, Kat is here. Hey, Kat.
Hello Jay.
Now let's see. Everyone there is on YouTube that's commented there. I want to experiment tonight and see if people can see each other's comments from the different platforms because I changed the settings on this website so everyone could see everyone's comments. But we'll have to see if it works out. If it works out that way or not.
Okay.
But for now, I'm gonna hide them because let's see. Oh, did you bring any Bakewell tarts with you?
No, but they're on my way to my house. I ordered some from Amazon. I sure did.
Darn, I wish you would have had some.
I know. I really wanted to bring one out to show everybody, just to be silly, and fun. So
Yeah. So we have a good episode to chat about tonight. A lot going on. This episode, we saw Jesse Hutch make an appearance in this
yes,
episode.
we did.
Sam got another new job. We found out that Maggie can't bake. And
Right?
we also found out Jenny's true identity.
Yes, we did.
So our suspicions were right about Jenny
Yes, they
that she
were.
she was hiding something.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yep.
when she hid that picture
Yeah.
last week, I figured she's not being honest about something. She's obviously hiding
Mhm.
something.
Yeah. But
So
remember,
yeah,
I told you the picture looked like her, and I
yeah,
said I think she's Dolores.
yeah. You know what? I I
Yes.
I blew that screenshot up and took a closer look. Yeah, they made it look a little bit like her.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, Jackie did make it. Hello,
Hi,
Jackie.
Jackie.
What's going on, Jackie?
Victoria.
Jerry the bad boy, Victoria says, "Hey Victoria, what's going on?" Now Jackie, you're on Facebook, Jackie. If I close this chat, Jackie, let me know. Can you see people's comments that are commenting on YouTube right now, Jackie, in the chat box? Because I changed the settings on this website to try to get everyone to see each other's comments. We'll have to see. Jackie says, "Hello, friends." Jackie, let me know if you can see the comments from YouTube. Okay, so we're riding into the fourth episode. Oh, Jackie says no, she can't. All right, then I'm going to put the chat up here so people can see everybody's comments.
Yep.
So we're riding into the fourth episode. And to get us started, like always, Cricket is going to tell us the title of the episode.
Okay. The truth shall set you free.
You know that.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Wink,
wait, are
wink,
people
Jackie.
on the side panel? I can. Oh, wait. Kat is seeing. Oh, Kat says she's seeing. If I do that, so Kat says she can see everyone's comments. Kat can see Jackie's comments from Facebook. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Sarah's here. Sarah says she was without
Hey,
power
Sarah.
for 8 hours today. Tornadoes hit
Wow.
in multiple areas and lots of damage. Ooh, okay.
I'm glad you're
So,
okay, Sarah.
yeah, The Truth Shall Set You Free, directed again by Megan Follows, written by Alfonso Moreno. And let's see. Before we get into it. Okay, so we got to chat about this. I think they might be changing the name of the show.
What?
You didn't notice?
Well, I thought you created that. I didn't know that that's what they actually aired.
Oh, no. If you look on the Great American Pureflix website, it has this as the name of the show, Brookfield,
Mhm.
a When Hope Calls story.
Wow.
Yeah. And so,
Interesting.
but if you go to Friendly TV and if you go to Great American Family's website, it still says When Hope Calls, but the Pureflix website says this.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering if they're in
Mhm.
the process of changing the name of the show.
Interesting. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Good eye
Yeah.
there, Chad, because I did not catch that.
You didn't catch that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I thought you created that slide. I was like, oh, that's good, Chad. Oh.
Oh, Kat says she doesn't see any X comments though. Yeah, no one's on X yet. I think Misty usually joins from X. So when she gets here, we'll have to see if you can see the comment, if she can see your comments. Beth said, does that mean there is going to be Clearwater, a When Hope Calls story, Clearwater,
Yes,
starring
yes.
Trev D? Oh,
Mountie
Misty
Reynolds,
there.
that's right.
Okay, so Misty is here. Oh, Misty got here early. It's only 7 after. Oh, Kat says yes, they may be changing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, John talked about that with Bill. Who's John? Wait, Hannah and John. Oh, John was Sam and Maggie. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Now, Misty, hold on, Misty. If I do this, Misty, if I close that chat box there, Misty, let me know if you can see everyone's comments from YouTube and from Facebook. I'm just curious because I was telling everyone earlier I changed the settings on this website so everyone could see everyone's comments, but I want to know if it worked. So let me know in the chat there, Misty, if you can see the comments from YouTube and Facebook as they pop up. Oh, Kat says she saw Misty's comment from X. Oh, okay. All right. So what's the census here? Everyone can see everyone's comments, I think, in the chat box. Should I leave it like this, or should I put the comments on the screen like this? What do people look like?
Okay.
Oh, Misty says
Yeah.
she's on X. I can see comments, but I can't now because you and Cricket are there. Oh, so when I do this, I guess
Can't
Misty
see
can't
him.
can't see the comments. All right, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it like this then.
Yep.
All right, all right, we're gonna leave it like this. All right, let's get going.
All right. All right. So the opening scene, we see Nora and she's walking with all the kids and she talks to Jenny and it's Jenny's first day of school. And she's like, Jenny, are you excited? And Jenny's like, well, I'm probably going to be the oldest there. And so a few scenes later, we see her when she comes up to meet Miss Caspi, who is the teacher. And Nora tells her, I'm not really sure what her grade level is, but she's eager to learn and everything. And so the teacher's like, well, we'll do an assessment and see where you're at. And then so then she goes inside and then Mountie Fletcher comes walking across and Nora's like, Miss Caspi, have you met Mountie Fletcher? And she's like, oh, it's nice to meet you, and so they meet. And so then the teacher goes inside and then we see Maggie approaching and she turns to Mountie Fletcher and she starts asking him why he is not off of his foot. And she proceeds to tell him that Nora is her favorite people. And then Mountie Fletcher's like, you notice she didn't say I'm her favorite patient or favorite people. And so she wants to know, why are you still on your foot or whatever. So Maggie and Nora, they have a breakfast date, and so they ask to be excused and they go on their way to go eat their breakfast. And so it was actually quite funny. Actually, Maggie was giving Mountie Fletcher a hard time.
Yeah, some good banter here between Maggie and
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And when let's see, who is it? Oh, Nora says that Jenny is wounded by life and eager to
Oh,
please.
yes. Yes.
And Michael says, well, enjoy it while you can. Teenagers are never eager to please. Now, Cricket, you have a teenager. Is she eager to
Uh,
please?
it depends on what she wants.
Depends on what she wants.
Yeah, yeah. The whole eager to please thing is kind of strong when it's something she wants, but if it's something I want, it's not, it's not always there. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, teenagers are not easy. I think anybody who raises a teenager deserves a medal, something, because it is not easy at all. And let me just tell you, boys are easier than girls. I'm just going to throw it out there. Way easier.
You said boys are easier than girls?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
one thing too I was going to tell
what?
you was when Nora was talking, she was she said something funny. Um
What?
she said when age with age comes wisdom, at least that's what I tell myself. I thought that was so funny.
With age comes wisdom. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So Tess sees Hannah, and Tess is expecting Hannah to say, I accept your offer on the ranch. Except Hannah tells her, you can take your offer and shove it. Tess gives her a look like, what? She says, my offer was a fair price. And Hannah says, yeah, but I think the ranch is worth more than $15,000. Hannah says, no hard feelings, it's just business. And Tess says, ranching is never just business. And then Wyatt says to Hannah, don't worry about her. Her bite is worse than her bark. And Hannah says, isn't it the other way around? He
Yeah.
says, not with Tess.
Exactly
So
right.
I think Tess has definitely found her new enemy.
Yes, I think so
Yeah,
too. She's going
yeah,
to resent her for a while.
yeah. And I like it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
like
she's
it.
back. Tess is back.
Yeah. Oh, Beth
Mhm.
says in the chat it's 900 acres. Yeah, I'm gonna chat about that later. Yeah, I can't believe the thing's that big, that ranch.
Right?
Oh,
Yes.
Misty says boys are just harder to keep alive.
My goodness. Oh, goodness. Her nemesis. Yes, Jean, her nemesis. All right. So now we see Maggie and Nora. They're coming into the hotel to go eat their breakfast, and they see Sam behind the counter, and he's got this big old smile on his face, and he's so happy to see Maggie. And so they say, "Look who's working, it's Sam," and Nora's like, she's like, "Why is he working here?" And then Maggie tells him, well, he's thinking about buying a hotel with his and we all know that means his gold and his money. So it was just kind of interesting. They're walking up and Nora's like, "Why is he working here? Like he's gonna be working in every place in the whole town
I
eventually."
know. I know. That's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah. What do you feel about Sam and all these different jobs?
I think it's great that he wants to get experience and kind of feel out, different jobs. Um, but you know what? I have to say, I've kind of heard some other episodes where they talk about him and his gold. Have you heard that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard something. Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, he's going to need all these jobs, I have a feeling. And that's all I'm going to say.
You're gonna need all these jobs. Why? You think he's not gonna get the gold?
No, I don't think he gets the gold.
Oh, you don't think he does?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
there's a hot take. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I
Oh,
swear I heard a commercial and it was something like Maggie was saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just gold."
oh, I
Or
didn't
something
see
along
that.
those lines. Yes.
Oh,
And so I'm
okay.
like, my ears popped up, like an investigator. I'm like, "What?" Like Scooby Doo, what?
All right, all right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong,
So,
but if not, he's definitely doing the right thing.
oh, Misty agrees with you. She doesn't think he's gonna get the gold.
Mhm.
Oh, Beth says it sounds like he may lose his gold based on episode 5 preview. Oh, see, I don't watch the previews because I don't like spoilers. So I never watch the previews to the upcoming episode.
Gene.
He wants a woman, Gene. He wants the gold so he can get a woman? Is that what you're saying, Gene?
No, he wants his woman. He's talking about Maggie.
Yeah, he wants Maggie. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Victoria says there's a preview that says someone else filed a claim as well. Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, Beth says someone else is contesting Sam's claim per the preview. See, they're giving me spoilers, which I just said I don't like. No, I don't care.
Now Gene's on the bandwagon. Sorry, Chad. I opened
Nah,
that one up.
yeah. So, I guess Sam's going to be the humor relief this season.
I think
He
so.
was funny in the last episode. He's funny in this episode.
Yes.
And I guess
Yes.
apparently he's going to have a different job in each episode, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Do we want to
Yeah.
make a gamble on what his next one is?
Yeah, so this is what I was thinking. Yeah, what else can he do here in town? Can he work at
Right.
the can he work at the infirmary with Maggie? Say I'm going to want to be a doctor or something, or
Sure. Why not?
can
He
he
can
work
be an assistant. Yeah.
can he work at the general store with Joe and say
Yeah.
maybe I want to own a store someday,
Yeah.
or
Absolutely.
or can he work at the bakery with Debbie and say maybe I want to own a bakery?
Or go work with Mountie Fletcher. Maybe he'll be an upcoming Mountie. You never know.
Yeah, work with Mountie Fletcher. Let's just hope that if he works in the bakery that he can bake better than Maggie.
Yes. Yes. And we will
Uh,
talk about that soon.
yeah, so all these different jobs are interesting. They're interesting
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's see what we got here going on here. Oh, Ronnie. So Ronnie is practicing his auctioneer lingo because he's going to be the auctioneer for the Lawrence Ranch auction. Tess graces everyone with her presence, and Harley's over there having breakfast. She walks over and sits down with him and says to him, "You bidding on the Lawrence Ranch?" He says, "I'm guessing Hannah turned down your offer." He says, "That's prime land, Tess. Everyone wants it."
Yep.
So Tess is trying to feel everyone out during this episode.
Oh yeah. She wants to know what her competition is.
Yeah, because she talks to Harley, and then she goes and talks to Lucy's father a little bit
Mm-hmm.
later. Yeah, what's Misty saying? She thinks Sam, he'll either do the general store or the orphanage next. Oh, the orphanage!
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't,
that's
I
true
didn't think of
too.
the orphanage.
Yeah, he could be a
Yeah.
stable boy or something, right? Sorry, John, if you're watching this.
So Ronnie watches Sam check someone in at the hotel, and he teaches Sam how to upsell. He says, "Listen, if they ask for a regular room, you talk them into a suite. If they order chicken, you talk them into a steak." So Ronnie once again is funny in this episode. I liked him as always.
Yeah, he's always funny. Always.
Yeah, yeah. Maggie runs into Debbie out on the street. Debbie says it's International Themed Week in her bakery, and she's got strudel and baklava on this plate, and cannoli and cardamom buns. And I had to look up what strudel was and cardamom buns. I've had baklava. Have you had any of these?
Yes, I've had the cannoli. I've had cardamom is a spice, so they probably just mixed it in with the cinnamon roll or
Oh,
whatever.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, so cardamom, not necessarily an
Cardamom.
actual bun I've never had, but cardamom spice I've had before. And
Oh,
then
okay.
some of the other things, yes, the baklava. I love baklava. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've had baklava. I've had that.
Hmm.
And I may have had a cannoli. I'm not sure. I know what they look like. I don't know if I've ever had one or not.
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
good. They're
Are they
pretty
pretty
good.
good? Yeah, the other two I'm
Hmm.
not sure of. So Nora is looking through Jenny's file over at the orphanage, and she noticed there's missing records from the Lorain, Ohio orphanage. Now, I have to tell you something. My parents lived in Lorain, Ohio before I was born.
Oh, look at there. Little trivia thrown
Yes,
out there.
and one of my brothers was born in Lorain, Ohio.
Wow, isn't that cool? That's pretty awesome, Chad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Did they ever go to Wonder Falls? I gotta know.
Oh, Wonderland Falls or whatever it's
Yes, yes.
called. Well, remember that wasn't in Ohio; it was in Hamilton. Remember?
Oh, that's right. You're right, Chad. I was just testing you. Just
You
testing
were
you.
just testing me. Uh, so let's see. This is you're up for this one.
All right. So in this scene, we see Hannah. She's sitting down and she's drawing and she's trying to come up with a dress idea. And so Wyatt walks in and he starts talking with her and he said, "Hey, everybody's talking about the auction." And he said a lot of people are interested in bidding. And he said there may be even a wild card buyer. And she kind of
Mm,
looks at him. She goes, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, I think you did the right thing by not accepting Tess's offer. um and she goes, "Yeah." um and as they're talking, he's looking at these papers and he picks up this picture, and it's like a picture of a horse and I think something else, and it says, "I want to live here forever." And so he
mhm,
goes like, "Did you do that?" And she goes, "Yeah, I drew that when I was 10." um and she starts talking about crazy childhood dreams, and then I think
mhm.
he says something else, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But she says, "Yeah, sometimes they do," or whatever. Like sometimes dreams are,
Oh yeah, he said, yeah, what did he say? Sometimes life throws us a curve and we do something different that we didn't plan on doing or
Yes,
something like that.
yes.
Something to that effect.
I
Yeah.
really felt like he was like trying to convince her to stay with that
You think
comment. You
so?
know
You
what I
think
mean?
so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Getting her
Yeah.
thinking about it at least.
A
Anyway.
little foreshadowing coming in this
Yes.
scene, foreshadowing to what comes later in the episode.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm reading the comments here. Jean says the orphanage needs a handyman.
Yeah.
She said you and her both need one, apparently.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Oh, Beth says they need a male influence at the orphanage. Too much estrogen.
Ah.
Oh yeah, Victoria says if she struck gold, she'd find something better to do than being a stable boy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
That is true.
Beth needs a handyman too, she says. Yeah, so this scene kind of indication of what comes later when she
Mhm.
has a change of heart. So Annie sees Jenny reading a newspaper and she's looking for a part-time job to help with expenses around the orphanage. Maggie brings her Bakewell tarts to Debbie, and Debbie tries one. Ooh, they taste terrible. But she says, that's interesting. Very different. Maggie is not sure she got the recipe right. She says, I'm not sure if I used too much salt or not enough sugar or the leaven or too much baking powder or baking soda or something. Debbie says, oh, don't worry. They are a scrumptious delight. And she reluctantly takes them. Now I got to ask you, would you be honest with someone if some friend gave you something that tasted really bad? What would you say?
Ah. Depending on how bad it tasted, I would not say anything right away, but then I would be like, "Hey, I think you may have maybe just a little smidge of too much salt." Not so much that it'd be offensive, but to be like, "Yeah," because I'm like, "Okay, how does she not try these?" First of all,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, when I bake, I try it, so I know what I'm
Uh-huh.
giving people. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I know
Right.
some people, they can think their food is fantastic and it tastes like crap or whatever. That's on them. But me
Uh-huh.
personally, if I'm baking and I taste it and I don't like it, I ain't giving it to nobody. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you're right. She had to taste it first, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
that's that's the art
That's a
of
good point.
baking.
That's a good point. I didn't even
Yeah.
think of that. I didn't even think of
Mhm.
that. She would have tasted them first.
You would think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Misty says she hasn't laughed so much in a show in a long while. Yeah, this was a pretty funny episode. The whole
Mhm.
Bakewell gag was hysterical. Oh, she said she would be honest,
Yeah.
but I'm never hurtful. Kat says it's better to be honest. You can do it in a loving way. Yeah, what's Victoria says? It depends on who gave you the baked goods. People can take that kind of construction criticism and other people can't.
It's
Yeah.
true though. It's true.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me get back here. Okay. So now we're back at the orphanage. Jenny made breakfast. She says she learned to cook at the orphanage in Ohio. Nora tells Jenny about the missing records from Ohio, and Jenny says, "Oh, that's no surprise. That place was so disorganized." So you
Mhm.
can kind of get the feeling when she said
Mhm.
that she was hiding something.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, yeah, you could tell that she was something's going on there with her.
I feel like some of the comments that she made
Well,
throughout. Um, you still there?
yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It looked like my internet was cutting out.
Oh, don't say that.
I sorry. um, it kind of seemed like she was like foreshadowing, like you said, a little bit to give them hints almost. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you think so?
Because yeah, like different scenes, like she's telling them something. You know what I mean? Like in the very
Oh,
beginning, she's like, "Oh, I'll probably be the oldest there," or I mean, yeah, some people may not look at that, but then more and more as she's giving these little comments, to me, it was almost like she was trying to tell him, "Hey, I'm
oh,
older."
oh, that's a
I mean,
good
I don't know.
point.
That was just me. That was just me thinking that. So
That's a good point. Oh, Kat says maybe Debbie should have asked Maggie to try them. Yeah, you're right. You're right. She should have.
yeah.
Misty says baking is an exact science. Yeah, it is true. You got to have those measurements exactly right.
Hmm.
It's not like regular cooking where you can fudge measurements. Yeah, cooking, you can just throw everything in a pot and not worry about how much of this, how much of that. She mentions too much salt, so I think she should try them. Yeah. Oh, wait. Sometimes this chat cuts off some of the comments here. Jenny wasn't adding up along the way, so I wish. Oh, she was wishing for the shoe to drop. Okay, I
Hmm.
gotcha. Okay, now we get to our funny our funny scene right here. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
So Michael and Joe are checking out Debbie's baked goods. Joe asks about those tarts that he sees. What's on that plate there? Debbie says, "Oh no, don't worry about those. Those are just free samples." Both of them say, "Oh, free!" So they both grab one, and ooh, they taste them, and yeah, they're not good. And Michael says, "Boy, these are not baked well." And did someone say these don't live up to their name? Did someone say
Yes.
that? Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. Because Tracy, your podcast buddy there on X, she said the Bakewell tarts are not baked well. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Jackie
Oh,
says the facial expressions were hysterical. Yeah,
oh, they were. They were priceless.
yeah. So they see Maggie approaching, and we get a funny line from Joe. This was good. He says to Michael, "You better tell her that these things are terrible." Michael says, "Why me?" And he says, "Because you're law enforcement, and these are a crime against food."
Yeah. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard.
I know.
They were like two little kids in that moment in that
I know
scene. It
they
was
were.
great.
Yeah, they were. Yep. Maggie comes up and says, "Hey, what do you think?" And Joe says, "They are unlike anything I've ever tasted." Michael says, "And I don't think I will taste anything like that ever again."
Right? So,
And then they both run off because they're chicken. They're both little chickens.
yeah, they were chicken. They both ran.
Yeah, this was a funny scene. This
It
was
was funny.
probably the funniest scene of the whole episode,
Uh-huh.
probably.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah. Let me see. Let me get the next slide up here. Okay. Oh, Sam was funny in this whole episode too. So go ahead, take it, Cricket.
All right. So in this scene, Maggie comes in and she shows up to give Sam some of her tarts, because she's being sweet and saying they're sugary like him and sweet like him or whatever for the hotel guests. And so he takes a bite, he goes, and she's like, "Oh, like, do you like it's very unique." Um, that's all I can say is very unique. And he was such a good sport about this. He doesn't say anything to her, and she's like, "Well, promise you won't eat them all for yourself." And he goes, "I promise I won't." So then Tess comes in and she's like talking to them, and she goes, "Sam, you're looking a little queasy." He goes, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine."
I'm
Oh,
just
he was such a good sport in that scene, though.
I'm just curious here. If I do this, Yeah, no, you still he doesn't. Yeah, I thought the picture might cover up the chat box, but it doesn't. Misty says that last scene was the best. Nothing worse than wanting a sweet, and it just tastes awful.
Yes, exactly.
So Ronnie says to Tess, "Look who is here! It's Jerry Huntsman." So Tess goes over to Jerry and says, "The last time I saw you, you were working at a feed lot in Clearwater." He says, "Yeah, and your husband put me out of business." She says, "That's because you were selling rotten feed at jacked up prices." He says, "Well, now I'm working for the L&M Cattle Company, and I'm here to bid on the Lawrence Ranch." He says, "You aiming to bid?" She says, "I'm aiming to buy." He smiles and says, "You better bring your checkbook."
Checkbook. Yeah.
I love this scene. This was good.
And then he was like, I'm glad you're dreaming big or something, or keep dreaming
Yeah,
big or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jesse Hutch in this scene. I have to
Uh-huh.
tell you. I
Yeah.
thought he played that character so well. So
Uh-huh.
well.
I love Tess in this scene too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love that line of her when she says, "I'm aiming to buy," and she throws his business card down on the table and walks away.
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot of good scenes in this episode, I
I
have to
know.
say.
This was a really good
Such a good
episode.
episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was fun seeing Jesse Hutch as a villain in this
Yes,
episode.
yes. It
Yeah.
really was. He when he's sitting there eating his steak and and everything, and she's like, can you afford that? And he goes, "Oh yeah, my expense account." I was
Yeah.
like, dang, they had expense accounts back then even? Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh,
So
Cat in the chat says, "I think Jesse likes playing a character with an edge."
yeah.
Oh, could be. Every it's always fun to play a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie
That's
likes his
true.
character.
Mm-hmm.
That said, Tess is a great character. Yeah, I like Tess. She's a good
Yeah.
character. She's a very interesting character.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she is.
All right, so in this scene we have Hannah, and she's getting packed up, and she's kind of going through a lot of the things of her uncle and of the mementos and different things, and she's thinking about him. And I think this scene was very impactful because I think she started to feel like maybe she shouldn't sell.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was a good scene for her to be going
Yeah.
through all those things.
Yeah, she's thinking about her uncle, obviously.
Hmm.
And I think this is where the point where she starts, like you said, she starts to have maybe second thoughts,
Yes,
I
yeah,
think.
yep.
Yeah. Oh, Victoria says Jerry could possibly return. Really? Have you heard something that we haven't, Victoria?
Mm.
Oh. Oh, Misty says Jesse Hutch as a villain is perfection. Oh. So Ronnie and Sam are back at the hotel now. Oh, this was another funny scene. Ronnie sees Maggie's tarts and he says, "Oh, what are these?" And he reaches one and grabs one. And Sam tries to tart block him from tasting one. He grabs his forearm before Ronnie can get it into his mouth.
Right.
But Ronnie succeeds and pops one into his mouth. And he says, "Ooh, man, those things are awful." So Ronnie grabs the plate to throw them away. And Sam stops him. Sam says, "I will throw them away." Ronnie says, "You better." So we got to chat about this here. So John McLaren, that's his name, right? Who plays
Hmm.
Sam?
Yeah.
Like I said before, I think he's funny in this throughout this entire episode.
Hmm.
Now he's the replacement for Marshall Williams, who was the original Sam last season.
Yes. Yes.
And you said you missed Marshall Williams in one of our episodes, one of our chats. You said,
Yeah.
but do you think Marshall could have pulled off all this humor that John's doing in this episode? Like, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I do actually.
Do
Although
you?
John, there's something about John and his facial expressions
Yeah,
and
he's
how
yeah.
he leads into what he's
Uh
doing.
huh.
So,
Uh
I
huh.
mean, I think he could. The old Sam could. Yeah.
You think
But
so?
I don't
You
know.
think so?
I'm kind of liking the new Sam too.
Yeah,
So
he's like you said, he's got some really good facial expressions,
yeah, he
and
does. He's funny.
I've never seen Marshall do comedy, so I don't know if
Yeah.
he'd be funny or not, you know?
Yeah. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
I got
Misty
to go
says,
back to Beth's comment too.
"What? What'd she say?"
Go about Hannah and
Beth
Wyatt.
says, "Why would Hannah want to leave when she met Wyatt?" Yeah, I know.
Exactly, Beth.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's a good point, Beth. Yeah.
Very good
Yeah.
point.
Misty says, "Why were these tarts not dumped in the trash as soon as Maggie left the building?" I know. I know. I guess Sam was afraid she would come back and not see them. Was sitting on the counter, probably.
No, he was afraid she was going to go make more. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. Jackie says the struggle with the plate made her giggle. Oh,
Yes.
Misty says John is as adorable as Sam, and I appreciate his love for Maggie. Oh, John has great comedic timing. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, he does. I agree with that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, you're up
All
for this one.
right. Yep, that's me. So we see the scene here. Jenny's reading to the other children, and she's reading Alice in Wonderland. And she was reading like a little excerpt of the Queen of Hearts or whatever. And so she kind of lets it slip because Nora's like, it's time to get washed up for lunch. And she's telling the kids, yeah, I went to Wonderland Falls in Ohio when I was 10 with my parents. And Nora was just kind of listening, and then all of a sudden you see her kind of put two and two together, and she has
Mm-hmm.
this look on her face like something's not adding up. You know what I mean? She
Yeah, the
doesn't
wheel.
say anything, but you can tell
Yeah.
that's what her expression was.
Uh-huh. The wheels start spinning.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Victoria says Nick Bateman has 6 million followers on Instascam? No
What?
way. No way. What? Hold
Wow.
on, I'm checking. Hold on. No
Wow. That's all I
way.
can say is wow.
Wait a minute. I gotta see this now. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nick Bateman. No way. Oh, she's right. 5.9 million. You're
Wow.
kidding. You gotta be kidding me. How? He hasn't,
That is crazy.
has he been in a lot of stuff?
Well,
Oh,
I
I
told
saw.
you he was on
Oh,
that one on
I see.
Passion
Oh,
Flicks,
I
and it
see
was.
why. I see why he posts pictures of himself shirtless. Oh, that's why.
Well,
I
that'll
get it.
do
Oh, there he is
it.
at the beach with no shirt on and shorts. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, he's got a
All
lot of
right, Trevor, you know what you got to do.
he's got a lot of shirtless pics on here. Yeah, I see. Got a lot of pics with his family too, holding his girlfriend or wife and kids. Yeah, that's
Oh,
nice.
that's sweet too. Yeah.
Wow, but he hasn't been in a lot of stuff, has he? I've only seen him in some made for TV cable movies is all I've ever seen him in and this show.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy mackerel, that's amazing.
Yeah, Jackie, it probably is because I told you that show was.
Oh, Jackie says it's from that Passion movie. Yeah, you were telling me about that last week.
Yeah, it was a good movie. That's all I got to say. I'm keeping it
Mi-
clean.
Oh, Misty says she lives under a rock. That's the first thing she's the first thing she's seen Nick in. I got to look for that Passion movie. Is that on Tubi? Is that what you said it's
No, it's
on?
on Passion Flicks.
Oh, that's the name of the app, Passion Flicks.
Yeah, it's called Passion Flicks, and it's called The
Oh, okay.
Player's Playbook or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Player's Playbook. That sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
That was really good. Okay.
All I'm saying.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
All right, so the next scene, we have Hannah, and she's going into the infirmary, and she asks Maggie if she's got anything um, to put on her bug bites because she says the bugs must know I don't belong. And then Maggie's like, the bugs don't know anything. She goes, whether you belong or not is known only by your heart. And so she's, talking about her and the auction starting and how she's going to go back
Mm-hmm.
to her St. Louis, lights or whatever. And so, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so she sits down and helps her with her bug bites.
Yes, that was a good line. Good advice from Maggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That was a
Yeah.
nice
Bugs
little
don't discriminate. That's for sure.
that was a nice little scene. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whether you belong or not is known only by your heart. Yeah, I like that line.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Tess goes to meet Mountie Michael. Apparently, they haven't met up until now, which is really funny because they were all together when Lillian left, on the stagecoach. They were all
Mm-hmm.
there, and she was there, and Tess was there when when Michael presented that. What was it? The key to
The
the
key to the
town
yeah, for
to
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's funny that they haven't met yet.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, Victoria says he was in a lot of other movies and things. Kat wants to know what things. She said she's afraid to ask.
I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, that's true. So Tess introduces herself to Mountie Mike, and she says there's going to be a community threat at the auction today. A large cattle company is going to try to weasel their way into our community and control river access, and individual ranching will cease. He says, I deal with crime, not ranching. He says, you need to stop Jerry Huntsman from bidding. He's a snake in the grass. And Mountie Mike says, oh, I don't like those. So, do you think he was referring to the rattlesnake from the last
Yeah,
episode?
the snake bite.
You
Yeah.
think that's what he was referring to?
Oh, definitely.
I wasn't sure if he was
Definitely.
referring to that or just criminals in general.
No, he was referring about the snakes. It was still fresh on his leg, man.
All
So yeah, definitely the snake bite.
right, that's kind of what I figured.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I figured. She says, is there nothing you can do? He says, my advice, outbid him.
Yeah. It's good advice. I mean, that's really all she can do.
Yeah, yeah, pretty funny line there. Outbid him.
Yeah.
Misty says she doesn't fully trust Tess. Yeah, nobody does. She is very
Mm-mm.
self serving. She understands the importance of not having a big corporation own their water rights, but I don't think she is in it for everyone, despite her distrust of Jesse Hutch's character. Yeah, she may be in it for herself. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Because she needs more land. Because remember in the last episode, they said her
Yeah.
cattle's growing and she needed more
Yeah.
land.
She
So she's
does.
got to get land from somewhere. So yeah, she's kind of desperate to get some hands on some of that Lawrence Ranch
Hmm.
land for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go again.
So in this scene, we see Sam because he sees Maggie approaching and he starts just shoving all these tarts into his mouth. They're going all over the place, all over the floor. And then so Maggie sees the empty plate and she's like, "Oh, they were a big hit. I'll make more." And he's like, "No." He goes, "I mean, you're too busy, nursing. Leave the baking to Debbie." And she goes, "I can do both." And she walks away. It was great. I love that. I mean, that
Yeah,
was
that.
that was the second time he was shoving them in his mouth. You
Oh
know,
yeah, and then he does it again a little bit later. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's so funny.
Oh, Beth says she was hoping she would see, hoping Tess would see Jerry on
Yeah.
the wanted board. Oh, it's yeah. Speaking of that wanted board, um, someone there was an interview I saw that Cindy and Chris were doing,
Hmm.
and Chris said something about they joked around about the wanted board. They said keep your eye on the wanted board.
Oh,
But
I forgot to look.
the wanted board is so small, it's hard to see who's up there. But I have a feeling they must have they used like the cast and crew's pictures and put them up on the wanted board.
Okay,
I have a feeling that's what he was alluding to.
I'll have to
Yeah,
try to get a picture on my TV and see if I can make it
yeah.
bigger.
I think that's what he was probably talking about.
That is too funny. Now I
That
got to check into it.
the names and pictures of the cast and crew are probably up there, is what I would guess.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that out for sure.
So I want to ask you,
Hmm.
would you want your boyfriend to be honest with you if
Yes,
you bake something
absolutely,
horrible? Would you?
absolutely. Now that mind you, let me just say this.
Uh-huh.
They have to say it in a nice way because I will tell you, I did have one of my boyfriends, an actual husband, tell me that when I made something, he wouldn't feed it to a dog.
Whoops.
And so I
Oh, you
didn't
had
cook
a
for 6 months.
wait, you had a husband tell you that?
Yeah. I made him dinner in a crock pot so he would have it when he came home from work. And being nice, I had it all prepped that morning, everything, and it overcooked because he got home later than normal, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
when he went to go eat it, it was kind of overdone. Don't get me wrong, I get that. But
Uh-huh.
he was angry at me because it wasn't good, said he wouldn't feed it to a dog. And
Oh,
so then I
ouch.
said, okay, then, no problem. I didn't cook for 6 months.
6 months?
6 months I didn't cook. I'm like, find your own food then.
Wow.
6 months, yeah.
Wow. And I understand why you're still not married to him.
Exactly right.
Whoops, that
So that being said, Chad, yes, I would want my partner to be honest with me, but to do it in a way that wasn't like demeaning, degrading, and taking away from the fact that I tried. You know what I mean? So yes,
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now how about a friend? Would you want a friend to be honest?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
how would you take it if a friend told you that?
Honestly, when I have a friend, Chad, and I've told you
Mm-hmm.
this before, you're my
Mm-hmm.
friend for life. So
Uh-huh.
if you say to me, "Hey, Cricket, that really wasn't that good," I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, let me fix it. Let me try again. I mean, that's just how I am. I don't want you eating bad food.
So you wouldn't be offended if I told you something like
No,
that?
nope,
What
not
if
at all.
you got like a new haircut or hairdo and I said, Cricket, your hair looks awful. Would you how would you take that?
If it was my friend and I trusted you and I valued you as a friend, then I would not be offended. I'd be like, "Really? You don't like it? Really? Like why? Can I fix it differently?" Or, don't get me wrong that once I got off the phone or stopped talking to you, I'd be looking in the mirror going, "Really? Does it look that bad?" You know? But honestly, I don't take offense to a lot of things like that. So, cuz to me,
Okay.
your image is one thing, but who you are inside is a total another thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and I
Okay.
know people can have bad days, so
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. You should be honest with people if
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
No.
Honesty is never you can never go wrong
Yeah.
with honesty.
Yeah. But now if you're at a party and somebody that you don't know made something that tasted bad, you wouldn't be honest, right? You'd say, "Oh yeah, those are good. Yeah, those are pretty good."
I just wouldn't eat anymore.
But if this stranger like
And then
said,
I'd be
"Oh,"
warning
said,
everybody else, don't
"But if
eat the shrimp on the
if
cracker, no fish.
the but if the stranger said, "Oh, I made those. What do you think of those?" What would you say? And you didn't know
I
this
would
person
be
from
it's not
Adam.
it would be not for me. I don't like it. But
Really?
I'm not everybody. So, somebody else might like it. I don't personally like it. I would
Total?
still be honest.
Oh, you would still be honest? Oh, okay.
Yes. I wouldn't say
No.
it's awful. I would just be like, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Everybody's
Oh, I
tastes are
got you.
different. Like that's what I would tell somebody. Everybody's tastes are different. Because it's
Oh, okay.
true. Like
All
some
right.
people like salty food, some people like sugary food. So
Right.
it just because I
Right.
don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else wouldn't. So
Yeah,
yes,
okay. All
I would
right.
still be honest.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Tess sees Grumpy on the street. She says, "We need to talk about the future of ranching in Brookfield." Then later, she talks to Lucy's father, and she says, "L&M Cattle Company wants to buy the Lawrence Ranch. They're going to control access to the river. We need to stand together." He says, "What are you proposing?" So at this point, what did you think Tess was up to?
I kind of knew where she was going with it. She knew that if there
Oh,
was a
you
big
think?
corporation, that she would have to get them together to bid on it all together and divvy it up.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Your internet must have just gone out. Hold on a minute.
Sorry,
Oh, there you go.
I had a
Your
call
internet go
coming
out?
in. Sorry.
Oh, you got a call. Oh, that was what. Okay.
um, but yeah,
It,
I had a feeling that she was just trying to get everybody together so they could save the land because if a big corporation comes in, they don't care about these local ranchers.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially if
Mm-hmm.
they could gain access to the water, they're not going to let somebody else make money when they can have control of
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
got I gotta check the chat here. Kat says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy." Oh, that's from Proverbs
yes.
27:6. Oh, okay. Victoria says, I think it's possible we could have a Christmas movie since there are only 6 episodes. That would be
Ooh,
cool if we got another one because they did one
yeah,
at the
that
end
would
of
be
that
really cool.
between the first season and this
Yeah, how
season.
about a Thanksgiving one? How about a Christmas one?
Yeah. Oh, Gina just arrived. Hey, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
I hope you are right, Victoria. I would love a When Hope Calls Christmas movie. Yeah, we got one. It'd be cool if they could do another one,
Yeah.
or maybe even a Halloween one. I mean, we got all kind of holidays coming up.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Yeah.
Just
So
line them up.
at this point, when she was talking to um, what's her name? It's not Judy. What's her name? Lucy. Jeez, I went blank. When she was talking to Lucy's father, I couldn't figure out what she was up to.
Oh,
But
I did. I knew
you could
exactly
figure it
what she
out.
was doing.
Okay,
Oh
I wasn't
yeah.
sure.
When she
But yeah,
started first she was talking to Harley, then she called.
uh-huh.
Okay, what is Grumpy's name? Because now you got me stuck on Grumpy.
His name's Ken, but I call him Grumpy.
Okay, Grumpy, and then when she was talking to Lucy's father, and oh, by the way, Chad, I knew you were
Well,
upset because Lucy was not in this episode.
I know. I was going to mention that later.
I know. Sorry, I'm just taking all your lines.
This is like the second episode. We haven't seen Lucy. What's going on
Yeah,
here?
I know you're having withdrawals, kind of like
I
me.
know.
I get it. I get
I
it.
was I was going to tell you I may have to stop watching.
Okay, yeah,
You may
right.
you may have to do the next two recaps on your own because I'm done if Lucy doesn't show up.
Right. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on your train of thought there.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Mm.
All right. So in this next one, we see Nora. She's going to the Mountie's office, Mountie Fletcher, and she's, basically there asking for his help to do a background check on Jenny. And he's like, what's going on? And she goes, she just wants to find out what happened to her in the Ohio orphanage. Like, was she getting enough to eat? Was it overcrowded? Kind of just getting an idea of what she was living in. Um,
Yeah, the real important questions, right?
The real important ones, yes.
Did
I
she
was
get
kind of
enough to
taken
eat?
aback by that too.
I know. I was like, did she get enough to eat? Was it
I,
overcrowded? What those aren't important questions. Like,
but you know what though? Back in the day though, those could have been like environmental or their way of doing mental health checks. You know what I mean? So that's the way I thought of it.
I was like, just feed her now, man.
I know, but she's meaning because of the impact it could have on her later, probably.
Maybe, but I was thinking. I think the important question is, who is this girl? That's the important question.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Find out if it's really Jenny or not, right?
I know. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, then we see Ronnie. He's at the hotel and he's talking to the two young ladies that are sitting at the table. And he's like, "Would you like a dessert?" And she goes, "No, we've tried your desserts." And he's like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Oh, the ones over there on the counter." And he looks over at Sam, and Sam's got this big smile. And then he's like shaking his head, and Sam then starts wolfing down the tarts again.
I know. He was cramming those. So there was like, now how I was wondering how many tarts did Maggie make? Because there's like two scenes where he's jamming the
He's
whole
jamming
thing,
them
whole
in.
plate into his mouth.
Well, she must have made more for him
I
because
know. Yes, I know.
she had to have.
I know.
Because
Because
where'd
in
they
the
go? What did he just like pull them out of the trash after they fell in? I don't know.
yeah, in the last
Um,
scene, he was throwing them on the floor and shoving them in his
yeah,
mouth. Yeah,
right. Yes,
yeah,
she had to have brought him more. Maybe they cut that scene out, Chad.
yeah, yeah. I know. And I'm wondering, like, how many of those did the actor John? How many of those did he eat trying to film this episode?
Exactly, exactly. That was the thing I was going to ask too. If we
Yeah,
could ever get John to come on a live or come on your podcast or something,
yeah.
we need to ask him. Even if we ask him online, we got to know. We got to know
Uh
the
huh.
answer to that.
Yeah, because they film like they do like 4 or 5 takes of each of these
Oh
scenes.
my
Usually,
gosh.
sometimes they'll only do 2 or 3, but sometimes they'll do. And if he's shoving these in his mouth,
Yes.
I can imagine he
Yes.
must have had a spit bucket or something he was spitting them into, because
He
so he
had
wasn't
to have
swallowing them.
something. Something.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I wonder what they really tasted like.
I know, right? Inquiring minds want to know.
I wonder if the person who made them bad on purpose, so people would get a genuine reaction. The actors
No, they
the
can't do
actors would
that.
have a good oh, they could. They
Could
could.
they? Do they really do that?
Oh yeah. Oh
Seriously?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Good to know.
Yeah, they want to.
Note to
Yeah, they.
self, don't eat snacks on the
Yeah,
set.
they want to get an authentic reaction from the actors. Sure.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, Victoria says John said he would have to do a scene over and over again. Yeah, that he didn't like, and Sam didn't like. Well, he is Sam. Oh, in another interview, she says I saw, and he talked about he had to do it over and over again. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure they had to do a few takes of him shoving these things into his mouth.
Again, funny.
Yeah.
All right, and these next scenes we see Mountie Fletcher. He's coming up to the orphanage and he knocks on the door and Nora answers and she's like, "Oh, do you want to come in?" And he's like, "No." He goes, "I think we need to come out here." So Nora comes out and he delivers a telegram that he got from Mountie Reynolds, and it's information about Jenny, and he gets this very serious look on his face. And so then she proceeds to open it and read it, and she just has this look on her face like,
Mm-hmm.
this is something, like you could tell it was something big.
Mm-hmm. And Jackie on X on Sunday night when this was airing, she said she wished that Mountie Jim would have come to town
Yes,
and delivered that telegram. Yeah, that would have been nice, right?
it would have been really nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because
definitely.
and she's right. That should have happened because Nora reached out to Mike and said, "Can you find
Mhm.
out information?" So Mike would have reached out to Jim in Clearwater and said, "Hey, can
Exactly.
you do a background check on this girl? Find out any information
Yep.
you can on her."
Yep.
So you'd think, well, I guess then Jim would have relayed the information to Mike, back to Mike. But you'd
True.
think, yeah, they could have had Jim maybe come to town
Yeah.
and maybe deliver the news in person, you know?
Yeah. And then maybe go try the Bakewell tarts. I mean,
Yeah. Misty says she loves that they squeezed in a little Mountie Jim without Mountie Jim not actually being in the
mhm.
episode. Yeah, leading up to his second appearance. But this also lets you know how tight Mountie Michael and Jim are and how willing he'll be to come help. Oh, in Brookfield, yeah, when their rancher problem. Oh, anyone know if Trevor's? I think he's in the next episode. She wants to know if he's in episode 5 or 6. According
I
to
don't know.
the thumbnail on YouTube for the next episode, he's in the thumbnail, so
Mm,
he's got to be in the next episode, right? Because he's right.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the
Maybe.
impression I got.
I don't know because I still don't know.
Because if you go to Great
Mm.
American Families YouTube channel, it's got the preview for the next episode, and the thumbnail shows Jim and Michael. So
Interesting.
I assumed that he'd be in the next episode, but maybe I don't know. Maybe not. You shouldn't assume anything.
Nope, because that's where what will get you there.
Okay, so this is funny. You see this telegram here.
Yes.
Of course, you know me. I had to blow it up,
Me too. I blow them up every time.
and I read it. And
Yep.
this is funny. They used the same telegram from the last episode, the one that Eleanor gives Nora in the orphanage, because it says on it to Lillian Walsh,
Yes. Yes.
Clearwater Juvenile Detention Facility holding a child named Jenny who stole cheese. Ran away from Hamilton Charitable Home. Will you take her to live at your orphanage? Signed Constable Jim Reynolds. So you know what they did here? The prop department just says, well, let's just use the same telegraph from
Exactly.
the
Right.
last
They'll
episode.
never read it.
No one will know. No one's going to blow it up and read it.
Right.
That's exactly what happened here.
I'm always curious to see if they're real life props. You know what I
I
mean? Like,
know.
yeah, I
They
know. I
didn't,
I blew it up too, and it's funny that you brought that
yeah.
up.
Yeah, there was no new information in this telegram at all.
No, because I'm like, it's the same stuff.
It's the same information.
That's so funny.
That was funny. They
All the
told
details, Chad.
they told Cindy, just look at the telegraph, even though
Yeah.
it's nothing new. You've seen it before in the last episode. Just look at it and then get this surprised look on your face.
Right. Yep.
uh,
Yep. Yep.
oh, so Misty's leaning towards seeing Trevor in episode 6.
That's what I thought. That was what I was leaning towards
Yeah,
too.
at the yeah, when we let's see. Yeah, you
Jackie.
told me at the beginning of the season that you
Yeah.
thought he was in episode 3 and episode 6. That's
Yeah,
what
I
you thought.
did. Hmm.
Yeah.
I like
Prop
Jackie's
dep-
comment.
Judge Gaggy must the prop department must be Dono fans. They wanted Jim's name in the episode. Yeah.
Exactly right, Jackie.
So now we are up to the big auction. So now it gets real exciting here. So Ronnie mentions that the Lawrence Ranch is 900 acres. And
Yeah.
I had to look this up to see how big 900 acres is because I had no idea. So a golf course, the average golf course is about 200 acres. So
Really?
this ranch is the size of about 4 golf courses.
Wow.
So this ranch is huge.
That is wow. That's unbelievable. That is huge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a major size ranch here. So Tess starts the bidding at 15,000, which is what she offered Hannah. Jerry Huntsman bids 17,000, and then they start outbidding each other at $500 at a time. And before I go to the next slide, I got to read the chat here. Oh, Misty says she loves blowing up props. With our ability to do that now, you have to make it legit. So Gina thinks, oh, she read that Trevor's going to be in episode 6.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, they shouldn't have used that thumbnail on YouTube for episode 5 for the
Yeah.
next episode then. That's misleading. They shouldn't have his picture
Or maybe
on the
that's why they
thumbnail.
did it.
Yeah.
Makes
Jay
me want to
says,
watch it. Yeah.
since I was correct about the auction, here it is. Tess is going to break the law to get back at Hannah for canceling the auction. Oh, she's going to be arrested by Fletcher and then retain Nora to defend her. Now, there's a lot of drama going on there in that
Hmm.
idea. Gina says, I thought Jesse totally nailed this part. Yeah, he did. I hope he is back in another episode. Yeah, he was good in this episode for sure.
Hmm.
Let's see. So now we see the ranchers in a little huddle, and they are talking. Hannah says to Wyatt, what's going on with them? Wyatt says all the ranchers are going to go together and buy this ranch and then split the land up. So this is when I realized what they're up to. I didn't realize it until up to this point. Huntsman bids 26,000. Hannah asks Wyatt, who would my uncle want to buy the ranch? And he says, who did your uncle leave the ranch to? Tess bids 27,000. Huntsman bids 28,000. Hannah yells, stop. The ranch is not for sale. And Tess yells, you can't stop this auction. And Huntsman smiles and gives Hannah his card and says, if you change your mind, let me know. Okay, so the bid got up to 28,000. That's what Huntsman's final bid there before Hannah stopped it. So 28,000 in 1920 is equivalent to 450,000 today.
Wow.
So the bid was
That
up to
still didn't
half a
seem like
million.
a lot.
So Hannah pretty much turned down $500,000 here for this ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie says, gotta save my battery. She still has no power because of the storms. So I need to sign off. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Jackie. Yeah. Misty says Jerry doesn't even bat an eye. Yeah, I know. He's bidding left and right. That property is worth
Yeah.
tons. Yeah.
I'm curious of how high he would have went.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
seriously, because he wasn't showing any emotion, not
Uh-huh.
getting upset, not blinking an eye, like they said.
Uh-huh.
And sure enough,
Yeah.
I would be curious to know. I mean, I don't know if that was ever written in, but it would be kind of curious to know how far he would have really went.
Mm-hmm. And while they were bidding left and right, back and forth, I thought, man, is this she gonna really sell it? I didn't think it was gonna stop. I thought, wow. And then I thought, wait a minute, I thought, isn't she gonna stay on the show? I thought
Right,
I thought it
right.
was actually gonna get sold.
I
Because she
know,
was just
right? I mean,
standing
they
there
kept
and
going
nothing
and
was,
going.
yeah, they were going and going, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. I was like on the edge of
Hmm.
my seat there for a second.
Yeah.
Misty says, I do too, Gina. Believe me, problems with Hannah are taking back the ability to bid. Will create a massive and nasty problem for Brookfield. They are going to push the matter. What? What's going to be
Remember, because
massive?
there's a rancher's problem, so this is probably the start of it.
What was the rancher's problem?
That's why Mountie Reynolds is coming into town.
Oh, there's a rancher problem?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, but
He's
they haven't mentioned that yet.
no, it's
No, yeah,
coming
yeah,
though.
because I don't know. Oh, okay, I got you. It's coming.
I
Okay.
think. I mean, I think that's what I had kind of heard about. That's my guess
Oh,
anyway. Like this is the start of all of it.
what's Jay saying? Huntsman is going to run what? Run the as a way to get it. Oh, he's going to do something to get the ranch? Make Tess
Hmm.
crazy? I don't know. Victoria says Hannah said she was going to do her job from Brookfield. Yeah, she mentions that later. So maybe cattle rustling is in episode 6. That's what Beth says. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay. So let's see. You're up for this one. Yeah.
All right. So Sam goes into the infirmary and he says he quit the hotel business. Well, actually, he wasn't there yet. She was walking and he met her, and then they went into the infirmary or whatever. And she's like, she's like, he has an upset stomach, and she's like, "Oh, did you eat something bad?" And he's like, "Yeah, something like that or something." And so he still didn't have the heart to tell her in that moment.
I know. He still isn't honest with her.
He still isn't honest with her. He's
Yeah.
still like, I don't want her to know.
Yeah. Even after she says what's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Misty says the corporation won't let that slide. Oh, you don't think so? They want that land and they are going to create huge issues for the ranchers. Oh, is that what's going to happen? This is why Mountie Jim is needed. Oh, things are going to get bad. Okay, so she's giving us some spoilers. Okay, I gotcha.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Okay, so we might see Jesse again then if the corporation's not giving up on this ranch, maybe.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. Oh, so now the big scene here. Jenny's out jump
Yes.
roping, having fun with some of the other kids. Nora and Eleanor pull her away from the fun and drag her into the orphanage to have a talk. And they play good cop, bad cop with her. And Nora says, we did some research. She says, children can't cook in Ohio orphanages, and there's no Wonderland Falls in Ohio. There's a Wonderland Falls in Hamilton.
Yeah.
She says, Jenny, what's going on? They break her down. Jenny cracks, and she says, my name is not Jenny. It is Dolores. I've never been to Ohio. I was born and raised in Hamilton. She says she lived with her grandma until she was 15, and when her grandmother died, I guess she lived on her own. Is that what happened?
Well, she said nobody came for her.
Yeah, she said nobody came for her, so I guess she just lived on her own,
Yeah, and then she
which
just couldn't make it
which
anymore.
doesn't make a lot of sense because someone had to know that she was living with her grandmother, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she died in the hospital, so maybe the neighbors and that didn't know. Maybe they thought she was still in the house. Who knows?
I don't
Hard to say.
know.
Eventually, they would have figured it out.
Well, see, somebody had to know because she had to go to school from the time she was 12 to the time she was 15, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And when her parents died when she was 12, someone someone had to know that she moved to live with her grandmother.
Well, yeah, she went to live with her grandmother when her parents died. So
Yeah.
then I don't know. I don't remember how old she was when her grandmother died. I can't
She was
remember.
15.
She was 15.
And she
Well,
said,
and
yeah.
my question is back then, what is the legal age that you can live on your own?
Oh.
You know what I
I
mean? Like I know our
oh.
age is like 18, but I mean, there's people that live on their own at a much younger age back then. So, um,
Oh.
I think that's why she kind of went back to being a kid because she couldn't. keep a job and she couldn't support herself as an adult in a sense. And so that's
Uh-huh.
why she went back to, when they found her, they said she looked like she
Mm-hmm.
was 15. And so she's like, oh, well, if they think I look like 15, then so will an orphanage. So then
Oh
she's got
yeah.
a maid. See,
Yeah.
she's got room and board, food, everything. So she's
Yeah.
actually really smart.
Yeah. So she gets a job after her grandmother passed away, cleaning house for a woman who adopted a child from an orphanage in Ohio. And she's telling her that the orphanage lost all her daughter's records or her child's records. So yeah, she lived by herself for 2 years from the time she was 15 until she was 17. And then when she was 17, some Mounties found her sleeping in a park. And like you said, they thought she was 15. And so she didn't say anything. She told them her name was Jenny and that she was from an orphanage in Ohio. And then she got put in an orphanage. And then when she turned 18, she ran away from the Hamilton orphanage because she felt like she didn't belong there anymore. And so that
Yep.
was when she wound up stealing cheese in Clearwater.
Yep.
So, first of all, why did she run away from the Hamilton orphanage? She could have stayed there another 2 or 3 years.
She could
You
have,
know?
but
Yeah,
she
she
kind
could
of
have.
felt guilty, I think. She felt guilty because she was too old to be there now.
You think the guilt set in?
Yeah, I do. I think it did.
Oh,
I mean, and I
okay.
guess I guess I say that because just seeing how her character is in that episode, that I could see her character thinking that. You know what I mean? Based on what you
Mm-hmm.
see and how she acts in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when she says I was too old, I could, she probably felt guilty. And
Mm-hmm.
who knows, she was probably feeling some kind of way anyway because now she has nobody. You know what I mean? She has
Still, I
nobody.
think I still think in a small town like this, everybody knows everybody. So someone in town would have known that she was living with her grandmother, that her grandmother had a 15-year-old living with her. You know,
Yeah, they
they
might
had
have,
to.
but maybe
She
they
would.
didn't know how old she was.
Yeah, this was an emotional scene, but it's kind of hard to believe. I mean, you'd think she would have been put in an orphanage immediately when she was 15. When her grandmother
Yeah.
died. Yeah. And why was she sleeping in the park? Why wasn't she just sleeping in her grandmother's house?
She left.
What?
She probably couldn't stay in that house anymore.
Yeah, why? She could have.
Not if they knew she wasn't old enough. They probably took the
Well, no one
house.
knew she was living there. She said no one knew she was
True.
there.
True, but
Yeah, and
maybe
how
as a
did?
kid you think that everybody's out to get you, you know what I mean? And so
And
maybe that's why she thought she had to leave.
yeah, she slept in her grandmother's house for 2 years. Why would she all of a sudden just go sleep in a park unless she like accidentally fell asleep? Maybe I don't know.
Well, because then she'd never end up in Brookfield, Chad.
and and this whole time, this 2 years she was living by herself, she had to go to the grocery store, right? So someone would have seen her buying groceries.
True, but I mean, honestly, yes, they should have known who she was. But what if the grandmother was always the one that went to the grocery store? Maybe she stayed home. I mean, we don't know all
No,
the
her grandmother
details, Chad.
died. Her grandmother died. Jenny
No,
lived
I'm talking
by
about when
herself
her
for two
grandmother was
years.
alive.
I know, but after her grandmother died, Jenny had to go to the grocery store
Yeah,
for two
but
years.
again, I don't know. Details, Chad. It's
I
about the
know
details,
these
I
are the
guess.
details that I think about, but yeah,
I
when you
know.
when you think about it, it doesn't make much sense. But it makes for a good drama and good emotional scene. Now, Kat asked earlier who the actress is that plays Jenny.
Yes.
So the actress that plays Jenny is named Lila Elliott, and this is what she looks like when she's not on this show.
Oh, wow. She's really different, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really attractive. She's a cute girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I'm guessing she's Canadian since this is filmed in Canada. All these shows and movies are filmed in Canada.
Right.
So I was not familiar with her, but actually I kind of was because have you ever seen this movie? This movie, Return to Christmas Creek.
I don't know if I did.
It stars Tori Anderson and Stephen Huzar, I guess is how you pronounce his name. So I've seen this movie several times because I like Tori.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know that Lila, who plays Jenny, was in this movie. This movie was from like
Oh.
2014, several years ago, something like that. So Lila here is just a little girl. She plays Steven's niece in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting.
even though I've seen this movie several times, I did not recognize her.
You didn't recognize it. Huh.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah,
Very cool. Huh.
yeah. So I got to check the chat here now because I'm behind on the chat messages here. What do we got going on here? Oh, Kat says she's a wonderful actress. Yeah, she is. Uh, what? Oh, Jeannie says we got to go back and watch. Oh, okay. Gina says, I think she tried working and living on her own. Yeah, she did after her grandmother. Yeah, she did for 2 years, but couldn't make it on her own. That is when she went into the orphanage. Um, she went in the orphanage when they found her sleeping in the park. That's when she went into the orphanage. Yeah. Yep. See this when I put it on the screen, it doesn't show all of it. Oh, I got to go back and read some of these comments. See if there's any good ones. Let's see. Oh, we stayed at the house. We get back. Yeah, yeah. Kat agrees with Gina and Misty. Great balance of drama, comedy, and heartfelt moments. Yeah, in this episode for sure. Yeah. Uh, oh, Misty says the script writers and the cast are doing a phenomenal job. Oh, that would impact not only. Oh, okay. They're talking about the next episode. Okay. All right. Just wanted to get caught up on here. All right. Let me get back to where I was. So, yeah, like I said, I've seen this movie several times. Didn't even realize that was her. So I'm going to have to go back and watch it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie if you ever see the movie.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, Cricket.
All right, so in this scene we see Ronnie, he's going to the infirmary and he's basically talking to Maggie and he's like, "Yeah, it's been a crazy day. Had to fire Sam and Hannah called off the auction and Maggie's like, "You fired Sam?" And I thought he quit. And so she's like, "Well, why did you fire him?" And he's like, "Oh, he was handing out these terrible pastries and that was hurting my business." And so he's asking her for some sort of, what was he asking her for? I can't remember. Some sort of tonic or something for, what was he asking her for now? I forget.
Was it for an upset stomach or what?
Was it
No,
upset
no,
stomach?
I don't think so. That was Sam that asked.
That was
No, I
Sam.
forget. I forget what he was asking her
I
for.
know, I can't
I can't
remember either, but
remember.
she's sitting here making it, and and my thought in my head is she's making this, and he's sitting there blurting all this
I
out.
know.
I
I
thought
know.
she would have like put something else in it, and she didn't. That's just me thinking,
you,
oh, you're gonna fire my
you,
man, huh?
you thought she was gonna. You thought she was gonna poison this
Not
concoction there.
poison him, not
But
poison him,
yeah,
but
I know.
like, mistakenly put something else in because
Yeah.
she's focused on the fact that, he
Uh
just
huh.
said that he fired Sam. So, so she couldn't think, that's what I
Uh
thought.
huh.
Not nothing mischievous or anything like that.
Uh huh.
Um, and so yeah, and he goes, yeah, I fired him because he was putting out these terrible pastries at my business. And so she doesn't say anything and she's like, okay, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then we see Tess and the ranchers, and they at least they're all like coming together, and they're saying, at least the corporation didn't get to buy the ranch, and Tess is like, yet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, they really they were lucky. They're lucky that Hannah called it off.
Yeah. So Tess doesn't trust Hannah.
Yeah,
That's why she said yet.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
She.
I think she thinks that what's his name? Lawrence, what's his Huntsman, excuse me, Jerry Huntsman.
Uh
She
huh.
thinks he's gonna still get his way and
Yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
finagle,
Tess.
Hannah because she's not a businesswoman, kind of thing.
Yeah. Tess thinks that Hannah might sell to Jerry.
Yeah,
Yeah, is what she's thinking.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So Nora runs into Hannah and she asks about the auction. Hannah says, I decided I'm not selling. Now I need to figure out how to run a ranch. Tess says to her, I hope you enjoyed your little stunt, wasting everyone's time. Hannah says it was nothing personal. I hope there are no hard feelings. Tess says, well, you can hope whatever you want. So another good line from Tess.
Yes.
Yeah, Tess was really good in this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought so. Yeah.
Well,
Hannah
and
said, well,
oh,
go ahead.
sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
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 go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish
No,
what you were saying.
no,
I'm
it's
serious. What?
no,
What?
because you're getting ready to talk about the next slide. I thought you were
Oh,
done with it.
oh no.
Never.
Hannah says this is going to be tough with no friends. Nora says, call me Buzz Lightyear because you always have a friend in me.
That's right. You've got a friend in
Friend
me.
in me.
That's a good song.
Yeah, you have a friend in me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she says, "Who says you don't have friends?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a sweet little scene. I thought that was very nice of Nora to come to her, side and be like, "You got friends. You got friends,
Uh-huh.
girl."
Uh-huh. And I love that line that Tess says, you can hope whatever you want.
I know, right? She was so evil in that scene.
I know.
So
I know she
evil.
was. Oh, Beth says Tess thinks Hannah won't be able to handle ranch
Hmm.
life. Yeah, that's true. Well, she's got Wyatt.
Yeah, she sure does.
Yeah.
She'll be just fine.
She'll be just fine. So Nora's back at the Mounties office. Mountie Mike says Jenny slash Dolores's story checks out. She says everything she says is accurate. Sam and Maggie are back at the infirmary. She has a plate of Debbie's sweets and tells
Mhm.
him she bought those for him because he's sweet and deserves some sweets. She says you didn't have to lose your job because of my tarts. He says the hotel business wasn't for me. She says, are you okay that I can't bake? And he says, as long as you can bake in the bedroom, baby.
No, she did not say that.
No, he didn't say that, but he was thinking it.
Yeah, but the old adage is the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So she better rethink it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She better
No,
be rethinking it.
yeah, no, I was surprised that she wasn't mad at him for not being honest.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, yeah. In a way.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that, yeah. At
Yeah.
least have been a little bit mad, like smack him on it and go, "You lost your job because you didn't want to tell me," or something,
Uh-huh.
something like
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, you're
I
right
thought
though.
she'd be a little mad
Yeah.
that
Yeah, but then she's looking at it from the other perspective too. He ate all those tarts and they were horrible and he did it for me. You know what I mean? And
mm-hmm.
so I don't think she could be mad at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
She couldn't be mad at him.
Oh, Misty in the chat says Tess knows Jerry is a snake in the grass. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Comments got cut off here. Tess knows Jerry is a snake in the grass. She knows something is coming down the pike. I'd talk with the other ranchers too. Interesting that she is so peeved at Hannah. Well, she wanted that land. That's why she's so mad at Hannah. She's
Yeah.
got to have room for her cattle. Makes you wonder what she'll put her through in retaliation. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Beth says Hannah won't be just fine. She's going to fall in love with the foreman. Oh,
Mm.
Misty says, Beth, she won't. Hannah is going to need a lot of help. 6'3". What is that? 6'3". What is she saying? 6'3" and of dark
Of
and
dark and
shouldering.
shouldering.
Beth says Misty will see how well Wyatt will be able to focus on ranch duties with Hannah in his view.
Yep.
Oh, oh,
Yep. I see it
huh.
coming.
You see it coming, huh?
Yes. Yep.
I see it coming, but I don't know if I like it or not.
You're just mad because Lucy wasn't in this episode. Oh, is this mine?
This is you, yep.
Okay, I can't tell it's so small on my phone. So
Oh, okay.
in this scene, we see Wyatt and Hannah at the ranch and they're talking and she tells him that she didn't sell and she starts talking, and she says, I'm going to stay or whatever. And she goes, I can, he's asking her, well, what are you going to do about your business? And she's like, well, I can run it, my clothing business remotely. And then she says, but I'm going to need a rancher. She goes, will you stay on? And so he doesn't answer her, and he just kind of looks at her and walks away. And so he never really said, but we know he's staying. I mean, come on. It's a
Oh yeah,
given.
yeah.
It's a given.
So apparently she's going to get a laptop and sign up for a Zoom account.
Yep. Right? Till her office becomes available.
Yeah, she's jumping right into the 21st century. She's going to work remotely.
Yeah, she really
Yeah.
is. Yeah. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
wondering how she's going to move her business.
yeah, that's going to be yeah. How can you work remotely in what
Or
1920?
or she's going to hire somebody locally there to run the business there, and then she'll open up her own side business
Because
in Brookfield.
remember, the town doesn't have a telephone,
She'll
and
get one, see?
and the ranch is too far away from the telegraph office.
She can ride her donkey in, Chad. Come on
You can
now.
ride her donkey back and forth. Kat says, I just hope they don't do the slow burn thing for all the couples. I really don't like when they string the audience along for years. Oh.
Yeah.
Beth says, Kat, they need at least one married couple in Brookfield. Oh, we're back to the married
Yes.
couple thing. Someone needs to tie
Yes.
the knot. Well, no one's getting married this season, that's for sure. There's only 6 episodes.
Yeah. They need a traveling dating show or something.
So now Jenny slash Dolores is at the orphanage talking to all the other kids. She tells them her real name and age. They say, we are going to miss you. She says, I'm going to miss you too. So what do you think? I think she looks more like a Jenny than a Dolores.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, Dolores is more of like an older figure to me,
I
like an
know.
older
Dolores is an
lady.
older name. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, the show takes place in 1920.
Well,
So,
yeah, true.
but I think I may just call her Jenny the rest of the season.
Yeah, me too. I don't know her. I think Jenny fits her better too. I
Yeah, I
do.
think Jenny's more appropriate for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nora and Eleanor tell her, they say, you can no longer stay here under our care. She says, I will pack my bags and hit the road. They say, nonsense. So they offer her a job. They say, we will pay you in room and board, and you can get a part time job so that you can earn some money. She hugs them. She hugs the other kids and says, I'm staying. Eleanor says she just wanted to be part of a family.
Yes.
So this was a nice ending, a tearjerker, very emotional ending.
Oh yeah, I agree. Very
Yeah,
emotional.
yeah. So all's well that ends well with Jenny.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what I have to say though? I think they should have we're done with these slides, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put it like that. I
Mhm.
think they should have drawn out this storyline 1 or 2 episodes. I don't think they should have told us like what Jenny's real identification was until
Mhm.
like the 5th or 6th episode. I would have liked to have seen it more mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked to have
Yeah.
seen at least
I think so too.
one episode where we were all still wondering who she was.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I think it would have been kind of more of a, you know, taking us along a journey a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, wow, my face is really big when I do that. Yeah, yeah, I would have liked to have seen that drawn out a little bit more.
Mhm.
So I got to check the chat here. There's too much activity going on here in the chat box. What do we got going on? Oh, Jay says bye, cricket. See you next time. Oh,
Bye,
later, Chad.
Jay.
Oh, Jay's got to go. Oh, let's see. Oh, Beth thinks Mountie Jim needs to be married. Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Wyatt does have some strong shoulders. People are saying.
Got a lot of.
No.
Never mind. I'm gonna be quiet.
Oh. Oh, Misty says, right, Beth. I think she's gonna bug the crud out of him. Oh, Hannah's gonna bug Wyatt. Is that what you think?
Yeah,
She's
I think
pretty
so.
proper and not especially tough. And I know that had to annoy him. Wyatt will warm up to her for sure. As time goes on, he'll make a rancher out of her. Oh, okay. Oh, Misty thinks Maggie and Sam are going to be the first ones to tie the knot. Oh,
Oh, could be.
okay. Beth says, Misty, that's what I think, but I wouldn't mind a triangle for Sam, Maggie, and someone
Ooh.
else. Oh, really? Beth,
Ooh.
I thought you were against triangles.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Interesting.
Maybe throw Joe in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Kat says she likes the Jenny name better too. She says I always think of the younger sister in Grease too when I hear the name Dolores. Oh, was that the name in
Mm,
that movie? Oh, okay. Oh, this scene was so heartfelt. Yeah, the last scene.
hmm.
Gina wants to know, has anyone heard of how the show is doing in the ratings? Yeah, I don't know yet. I'll have to look. I'll have to look up the ratings. I have loved each episode, she says. Hoping for a next season. Um, Misty says Mountie Jim needs to stick to horseback riding and action scenes. Kat says, oops. Why did the words I think repeat in my previous comment? Oh, did it? Maggie or Beth is not sold on Maggie and Sam. Oh, okay. All right. Misty says poor Trevor is looking forward to having an action versus romantic role. Oh, let the poor man have his wish. Yeah, I'll have to check the ratings. I'll let you know about the ratings next week.
Well, Beth just
Oh,
posted
Beth just
something.
popped in. Cable ratings 200,000. I don't know what streaming ratings are. Okay, well that's big for this network because they're usually their highest rated Christmas movies get about 200,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good.
It's
That's
real
good.
good.
You know,
Hey, season two coming.
my face is way. I got to do that. My face is way too big. Okay. So I don't know what you think, but I think this was the best episode so far.
And not to take away from the episode with Trevor in it, because I love that episode too,
Hmm.
but I really felt like overall this episode was the best one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
I felt
yeah.
like I was so engaged in the episode on this
Hmm.
one.
Hmm.
Like I wasn't looking and going, "Oh, here's another scene. Oh, here's the next scene. Oh, here's." It
Hmm.
flowed very well together, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I really felt like it was the first episode where everything came together.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and like Misty said earlier, this had a great mix of comedy and drama.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I thought it did a good job combining the two.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
other thing too, the all the characters, they play so well off of each other.
Mhm.
Like their chemistry, even like Fletcher and Joe, like their that little interaction was so like
Mhm.
blended. It just flowed so well. And yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Gene says this episode brought characters and storylines together. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Jenny slash Dolores is going to be staying around.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because she's going to be living at the orphanage. So obviously she's got to be in the next two episodes. Obviously,
Oh
if she's
yeah,
living there. Yeah.
definitely.
So I'm
Mhm.
glad that she's going to be staying around and she didn't like take off in the night, and leave.
Right,
Which is what I
exactly.
thought she might have done. Which I was thinking she might do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I thought
Well,
now who in When Calls the Heart, what's the older gentleman name who took over the mine? What's his character's name? You know
oh,
what I'm talking about? I can't think of what it is right off the top of my head. Anyway, um Jerry Hunt's
the one who had a thing for Lori Laughlin's character. That guy.
no, not the
Not
singer
him.
guy. No.
No, no, not
Um,
Jack Wagner, not his character. You're thinking of
did he have a thing for
no, not Jack Wagner. The guy I'm thinking of did. The what the heck was his name?
He's the villain in
Yeah,
When
he's the
Calls the
villain.
Heart. He
Henry
was.
Gowan. Thank you,
Henry
Beth.
Gowan,
Henry
thank
Gowan.
you.
That's it. That's what I
Yes.
was thinking of.
So
Yeah, yeah.
Jerry Huntsman reminds me of Henry
Of
Gowan.
Henry Gowan. Oh, okay.
Like that
Okay.
kind of a villainous person who's going to come into
Okay.
the town and try to take over.
I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Henry Gowan has a thing for Abigail, Lori Laughlin's character, in
okay.
back
I think I
when,
did see that in
yeah,
the other ones.
because since she left the show, he's gone and visited her, and yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Oh
interesting.
yeah, yeah. They, of course, they don't show it. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, great comedy scenes I thought between Ronnie and
Hmm.
Sam, and I thought all the Maggie baking storyline was funny. Yeah,
Yes.
enjoyed that. But Bill did. Oh, Beth says Bill did like Abigail, Lori Laughlin's character. Yeah, what early on? I think maybe he might have. Yeah, early on in the early seasons. Yeah.
Jay, I thought you left.
Yeah, I thought Jay left. Oh, Jay says Lori Laughlin's going to be on the wanted board in the Mountie office. Oh, that's bad.
Get off the line,
Oh.
Jay.
I better turn off that chat box.
Right.
Yeah, and I liked all the action in this movie.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
drama. I liked the auction drama. I liked in this episode.
Yes, it was very intense. Like
Yeah,
I
it was
was,
very intense.
you know what I mean? Like I
Like I
was so
said,
into it.
before, I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and good scenes and good lines from Tess throughout
Hmm.
this episode, like I mentioned before.
Yes.
So, what are we looking forward to in the next episode? What do we think's going to happen? Do you have any ideas?
I don't
I have
know.
no idea because I didn't watch the trailer.
I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did
Hmm.
hear like Sam saying something about the gold. Maggie was saying something about him. It's just gold or something. That's all I heard.
Okay.
So I haven't seen anything either. So I don't know what to
Hmm.
expect either. I mean, I
Hmm.
have an assumption that something with the ranchers is going to go down. I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of inevitable. That's got to be continued.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, everything else, I don't know. I have no idea.
Hmm. What would you like to see happen?
I would like to see Mountie Reynolds and Mountie Fletcher have more scenes together where, you
Hmm.
know, maybe he gets information that something's going to happen in the town that's close to Brookfield or something.
Hmm.
And maybe
Hmm.
that's the start of how season 6 will come on, you know? Um,
Hmm.
but as far as the next episode, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Hmm.
I want
And
to see more lines from Sam and Joe and all of them. I think they were just so good.
oh yeah, they were. They
Hmm.
were. And Jay said something earlier. She said, "How did Nora know that they don't teach kids to bake at an orphanage in Ohio?"
Yeah, I don't know. She read it was against the rules or something, didn't
Because
she?
there's no telephone in town.
Right. I don't know. That's a
What
good
did she do?
point.
Did she ride a stagecoach to Ohio and check on the
Maybe.
orphan and then ride a stagecoach back?
Right.
I just thought of
Or
that.
maybe it was in that telegram that really wasn't, the same one. It was the I don't know. Or
Oh yeah,
maybe
maybe fictitious
maybe when she
telegram.
yeah, right. Maybe she knew, and when she gave that whole look when Jenny was talking about Wonderland Falls in Ohio or whatever, maybe she kind of had already put two and two together, and she already knew that kids weren't supposed to be cooking, because if you remember right, Jenny said, "Am I in trouble?" when she cooked breakfast.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
So maybe she kind of looked into something in the rule books or something of orphanages or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Possibility. You never know.
Oh, Misty says she's gonna check that Mountie wanted board.
Right.
Oh, Beth says Sam won't be rich. Easy come, easy go on that gold. Oh, really? Beth
Mhm.
says we need a standalone Mountie movie with Jim, Michael, Nathan, and Gabe.
Yeah, I'm so there. Like literally, yes. I was thinking that, Beth, when I was watching this episode, I'm like, how cool would it be to have like Mountie Fletcher, Mountie Reynolds, and Gabe and them like go out and like the whole episode is them out in the woods, trying to find a bad guy or whatever. And they sit around the fire and they joke around, or you know what I mean? Like that would be so cool. So cool.
Well, that wraps up episode 4. You realize we're more than halfway through the season, only 2 episodes left.
I know, it's depressing.
I know. I know. And we'll have to wait and see if we see Trevor in this Mountie Jim, I should say, in the next episode or not. But you think, yep, people are, the consensus is in the chat that he's in the sixth episode, the last episode. So we will see.
That's the one I think, but you never know. I mean, who
Mm-hmm.
knows?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know. Never know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Chad, before we go,
Yeah.
I,
What?
I, I have an idea that I have to run across you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm up. I'm
So,
always up for new ideas. Go ahead.
okay, perfect. So, my idea was that once we watch this next episode, because I was thinking, when I was watching this one about the Bakewell tart, I wanted to bring
Uh-huh.
a Bakewell tart on tonight, but I couldn't get it here fast enough. So, it is on the way. But my challenge is for you and I is
Uh-huh.
to watch the next episode,
Uh-huh.
and then anything that's seen, mentioned, or seen or mentioned, basically an object,
Uh-huh.
I want you to try to bring it into our next recap.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we can't tell each other what it is,
We
but we
can't
can
tell
try
each
to
other.
guess. We can try to guess
We,
before we do the recap.
we'll try to guess next week when we're
Yeah.
on live.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll
So
be
these.
interesting.
All right. Well, all right. I'm up for anything. I'm up for it. Okay. That sounds good.
Okay.
So if I remember, you got to remind me though. So these Bakewell tarts that you ordered on Amazon, are they
Yes.
shaped like little squares like we saw in this episode?
No, they're actually like little pies. They look like mini pies, but anybody
Oh.
who's had a tart before, like a fruit tart, they're
Uh-huh.
usually in these little mini like graham cracker mini pies is what I call them. But they're little
Okay.
tarts. Yeah.
Do they
And these
have
are cherry. They have
Oh,
cherries
I
in
was
them.
going to ask, do they have fruit in them?
Yes. Yeah.
See, I don't like baked fruit. I don't like pies. I don't like cherry pies, apple pies. I don't like any of
What?
that. I don't
What
like
is
no,
wrong
because
with
I
you,
don't like
Chad?
fruit when it's like hot. I don't like hot fruit.
Oh my
I like my
gosh.
food cold out of the refrigerator.
Okay, this has got to be like wow, because I don't think I've ever met anybody who doesn't like pie.
I don't eat pie at all.
Okay. Wow.
I don't even eat pumpkin pie. And
What?
that doesn't have
Okay,
fruit
that's
in
a
it. I
crime
know.
against food, Chad.
I know. So I'm guessing
Where's
I
Mountie
probably
Flincher when you need him?
so I'm guessing I probably wouldn't like a Bakewell tart.
You
You'll
probably
ha-
wouldn't.
you'll have to send me one in the mail so I can try it.
Right, there you go. Yes. I will send you a box of them, Chad. How about that?
A box of Misty agrees with me. She doesn't like fruit pie either. I don't either. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Now maybe if it's a Boston cream pie, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you're one of those, huh?
Maybe. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't even know if I've ever had that. But yeah, I
What?
don't like But the fruit, it's all mushy and it's hot and it's warm inside there. I'm like, ew, yuck.
Oh, Chad.
So
Oh.
since I know that those Bakewell tarts have fruit in them, you can bet your little game there that I won't be bringing one of those next time.
Right, right.
But you're gonna have
Well,
them
maybe
next
they'll
week.
have a different dessert, that they mentioned. So,
Oh, Beth agrees with me. She doesn't like that either. Okay.
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
nobody likes pie.
Yeah.
Cherry pie is the best pie besides apple cinnamon pie. Oh my gosh, they're so
Really?
good.
Really?
Yes, you take
Oh.
you gotta try at least the apple pie, Chad. Honestly, an apple caramel apple pie. Warm it
I've
up
had
just a little bit,
I've had
okay?
apple pie. I know what it tastes like.
Do you like it?
No.
Dang it. Okay, have you had it with vanilla ice cream on the top of it?
Oh, well, sure, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, never mind.
Well, yeah, because the ice
Mm.
cream covers up the cooked fruit taste. Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't like the pies, would you eat a cake that had fruit in it?
A cake that had fruit in it.
Not fruit cake either. I'm not
Oh,
talking
there's
fruit
a
cake.
hot take from Misty in the chat. She says cherry is her least favorite pie. There you go.
Dang. Well, no, the only reason I'm asking, I have the recipe for this dream cake and it's got peaches in it. It's got canned
Okay.
peaches in it with cream cheese. Oh my gosh, it's like to die for, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
peach
good.
pie. That's another thing. Yeah.
Well, not peach pie, it's peach cake. It's called
Oh,
peach
peach
dream cake.
cake. Oh, peach cake. I
Yes.
I don't know if I ever had cake that had fruit in it. I'm not sure. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. Kit Kat likes pies. Thank you.
Kit Kat says she likes fruit pies. Yeah.
Man, I can't believe I'm outvoted. I mean,
So
me and Kit Kat are alone
Misty says
here.
she'll eat Boston cream or chocolate silk. I've never heard of chocolate silk.
Chocolate silk pie. It's really good.
Oh, she does enjoy what's that? Boysenberry? Boysen? No, how do you say that word? Bo,
Boysenberry. Yeah, I think so.
boysenberry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Oh,
Ooh, Gene, strawberry angel food cake. That sounds good. Okay, I'm getting hungry now. You guys are
Misty
all
s- Misty says she has an issue with pectin in fruit pies. Oh, tends to trigger a headache. Oh, then
All
she'd
right,
have.
Gene, you love pie. I know what we're eating when I come to visit.
All right, we got to wrap this up. We've been here an hour and 45
I
minutes.
know,
Holy
right?
cow! And there's only two of us. Usually we don't go this long unless the Dono fans are with us. A
I
bunch of
know,
people.
right? At least
Yeah,
a couple more.
yeah. All right. So next week, episode 5, we'll get into it then, and we hope that all of you hopefuls will join us again. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Yes.
And until next week, as always, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.
Bye, guys.
Bye.